G'day everyone, this is Lulu. When I first met her, she'd had a bit of a rough introduction to humans, and I've done a bit of work and I started her and she's doing alright, and I've only just come back into her life again after absence of quite a few years, and we're just going to use her to talk about floating. So it's the destination, not the journey. So she doesn't have to go on the float. I'm just going to see what's freely available. Now, I've already been in the float, I've touched things, I've jumped up and down in it, I've determined it's safe, and I've put my smell on it. So I can say, trust me, it's safe. I've been there, and she can smell me and say, yes, you haven't lied to me. So I'm ignoring the float. It's a lovely day, I'm just going for a walk. And obviously she's not freaking out. But if she was terrified, it would be wrong to ask this horse to go on the float. I wanted to hear what it sounds like before she gets in it. So the question is, when is my horse ready to go on? So we want to look for some signs as the horse is saying, I'm ready. So I'm dealing with issues before they become an issue, because she'll want to put her foot on that and the sound. Now, one of the horse's tricks is we'll ask it to go here, it'll duck to the side, it comes around here, the human's over there, and the human says, oh, I can't put you on, so the human usually does this. Brings them back here again, and then the horse got a rest and rewarded for not going on, and then it shoots over there. So I'm going to say to the horse, if you go over here, guess what? I might do that, but then I might say, can you go back over there? And I leave her be. So her and I have already talked about what if she said, I run over there. So she doesn't have to go on. I can't make her. I don't want to. I've hopped on first. So I said, do you want to follow me? She's smelling it, she's interacting. She says, what is it? So she's obviously been on, but we're just seeing what the horse is saying. And see, I've suggested. Suggesting is a huge word. And before we go much further, I'm going to back her out. Because as a human, our first question is, how do I get the horse to go on? As a horse, their first question is, how do I get off? And if your horse can't back straight softly, well, it'll feel trapped. Where she is right now with her head, there's something above her ear, and her eyes in dark, and then it sees a bright light. And that's a spot where they race back, they throw their head up because there's something above it, and then it causes a little bit of chaos. And now I'm going to deal with that by putting it here, saying you could go there, you can go there. In a perfect world, I'd have someone run in with a fork and get rid of that manure. But that doesn't usually happen. Now, she says, I'm not going to go in again. So now I'll say, you can stay there and just play sideways, sideways. She's got the point. And there, that was an improvement. So it is so important I acknowledge a try. She's relaxed, put her head down, she's sniffing the side. Now I'll say, if you're smart enough to do that, and that is just holding the nose straight. Now, I believe she can go in, so I have to have faith, and I believe in you. Because to me, she generally is skeptical, but she's not saying no. Now, all I ask for is a try. We'll go off. I'll ask her to move that way. Ask her to move that way. Now you might want to come on. Now that's a different horse. So I'll say, all I wanted is a try. I put her over here, put her over here, offer her the chance to stand in this lovely float. Now I'll take her off. Now, because I have a camera, I want to explain something. She's got to a point where she's been in the float before. She's a bit skeptical, but I know that she can get in. She just wants a bit of leadership and me to say, I reckon you can do it. I think you just need to put a tiny bit more effort. So now I've earned the right to ask that. And so this hand is guiding the nose, and this hand is going to figuratively throw energy behind and curve, and I'll be tapping her on the left butt cheek. Because she needs that little bit of shot of confidence and me saying, you can do this. That's not a genuine attempt to run off, it's a cry for leadership and help. Thank you. Now, I take her off. However, when you go off, you have to go to there. Now I've got a bit more innovative, put a bit more life in. So she says, gee, I have to do even more work now. Except you can come in, and the quicker you come in, you can take it easy. Now, I'm not going to pull any harder because I'm steering her, because she'll say, I'll pull my head a bit higher. So, even though she says I'm not going there, I said, that doesn't matter, but you're still going to go to work. And then, as soon as that happened, the brain changed, she's licking and chewing, she's thinking. I'm going to ask again. This hand's going to say, I think you can come. And because of the loose motions, she's obviously stressed. And I'll ask her to go off again. Now, we don't know how this happened, but she come to us with this. That'll be a legacy of something like that. I'll just stand here. If she tells me it's insurmountable and it's too big a deal, I'll listen. But I know from working for her, sticking her head up in the air is her coping mechanism by not really coping. And that's been her go-to, and it's always worked for her in the past. So she's not trying to run off. She says, well, I'll probably have to work a bit if I go there. And it's that junction of in and out that she struggles with. So she's telling me, have faith, don't fall to pieces on me. Now that was a try, and all I ever asked for is a try. Now she goes to work a bit more, Bit more vigorously. Bit more vigorously. Now we'll give her the opportunity to come inside. Because the mouth's moving, the mouth's soft and flexible, the mind's not soft and flexible. That's positive. Acknowledge that. And so I don't gush all over and rub her. Her place of comfort is right in the float. And now, first thing I do is we go off. Now, she put her whole front feet and she would have gone in further, but why risk her stopping and then saying, I don't want to be there? So I want to want more. So remember, this mare isn't in the moment here. She's living in the past years ago where somehow, we don't know how, but something bashed, she got bumped that. And it could very well have been this situation. So she's just reliving past trauma there, so we never take it personal because it's not against me. It's something that happened years ago, long before we knew her. So even though she's not moving in, she's still got to work, and even if I only move the head from A to B, she says, well, I'm getting a bit tired of that. What if I put my head a bit more like that? Yeah. How about the feet move? Yeah, that's pretty good. What about one more step? So it's not that she won't go on the float, it's I've had a traumatic experience a long time ago where my head belted something, or in her view, something belted her on the head, and that's where she's stuck. Now the mouth's moving again. She's changing her mind. She's reassessing and thinking, I don't really have to be like that anymore, do I? But then she'll revert back to what she always used to do. Now we're going back out again. So that was huge for her. She let it aside, so she's obviously more comfortable outside. We'll just build on that. If this horse was emotionally spent, you might notice she said, if I go there I don't have to, because she's tried that for someone else. I said, don't make any difference. Now we're going to change. I'm going to become animated, because up until now she needed me to improve her confidence. At this point here, she's starting to have a bit of a laugh. It mightn't look like it, but I feel this mare says, I've got so far, I don't think I'll bother putting in that extra effort. And I said, look, we're a team here. I'm putting in the effort. I have faith. I haven't lost my way. I'm confident. I'm here for you. But you got to meet me. You got to give a bit more effort. So I'm making it just that little bit more uncomfortable, work that bit harder than before. Because she knows two facts. Once in the past, something happened and she belted her head. And the second is that somewhere in the past, repeatedly, humans have given up on her and she's just outlasted them and said, I don't really have to do that. And we want to say that I reckon you can, and I think you're so talented, you can come in. I pause this time, I'm not taking her off unless she decides she has to. We'll build on that. Thank you. So when I say thank you, I don't do it because of the word, or the sound of it. I do it because it changes my thought patterns. It makes me calm and relaxed and appreciative of what she's done. And therefore, through my thought, she reads my body language. She volunteered that one. Good job. Now, I need her to look in. If she looks away, she's already planned an escape route. She's mentally left it because she's looking outside. Now, I'm going to simplify things. Right, I'm going to come back to here. And this is a magic spot here. If I put energy behind, she usually comes forward. Now, it's up to her. She has the skills. I'm going to count to 3. And then I'm committed and I'm saying, I reckon you can go on. I'm going to build my life and you either get in or get off. All right? 1, thank you. And she's felt that lift in life for me. I said, I had to nurture you, I had to hold your hand. You're an adult. Make a decision, either get on or get off. And now, horse and human are all guilty of procrastination. And she just needed me to help her through that procrastination point. So, we go off. Now, I could walk away and leave it there. The rest is the icing on the cake. We've been on. The horse can relax outside because she says, I'm still a bit stressed inside. So therefore, she has a thought. And then we ask ourselves a question, does the horse have another 20 minutes in her, mentally, physically and emotionally? Answer is yes, I believe. Do I have another 20 minutes in me, mentally, physically and emotionally? Yes. Do I believe that it'd be productive and we can actually enhance and build on what we just achieved? My oath, otherwise I wouldn't dream of asking. So I'm going to ask again. No more procrastination. Thank you. So that took a fraction of the time. So we'll go off. And I'm not, the halter steers her, but my focus tells the feet, and she can slow down there. Then I'm telling that foot, that foot, that foot, that foot. So because of all the dropping she did, she's had so many bad experiences in life and stuff, this little girl. So she just wanted to believe in someone, and I just need to be that rock to give her confidence and let her take time. But when she needed someone to say, you can do this, stop your procrastination, make a decision. And then she stepped up. She's been on floats before. She's had bad experiences in the past. We do not know really her history, but somewhere along the track, somehow this happened. It could have been from that part of the float. We do not know. And she's also been in floats, and she's also worried and nervous when she gets there. So it wasn't just that point. She actually was still unsettled there. So the whole point is it's the journey. She's got to feel comfortable, but sometimes we have to say, you can do this. And we need to be calm and positive and thinking at all time. And at the end, she was ready. She answered the question. She just needed me to tell her, you can do that. I'm here. If she wasn't ready to go in, I would break it down, ask her to look at the float, and have an attitude that I could, I might shift my weight towards it. And they're all positives. Because some horses are very shut down. And then you could just leave it at that. And then next time you could build on that. And you do not need a float to teach a horse to go and float, because it's just general horsepersonship. You can go in and out of gates. You can use your imagination. You can put a drum in the middle of the gate, so therefore it's a bit smaller and tighter. And you can practice situations that are partly like this and just practice them in a low-key environment first.